Rotted Reviews, and today it's another Rotted request where patron Shifty has asked me to take a look at the 2021 movie VHS94. And according to Shifty, he picked this one up because, in his own words, I want to give you a new release to review. It comes out October 6th, and I'm excited to watch your review of a new release of the VHS franchise. Sure enough, it did come out October 6th, and I did watch it on October 6th. I was pretty excited for it. I also haven't reviewed a VHS movie on this channel yet. No particular reason. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I'm going to buck the trend of doing reviews in order and instead go straight to 94. Before I get into this review, I just want to bring something up real quick here. Did you know that looking at my analytics over the last 28 days, that all the watch hours of my viewership, 71.4% of them are unsubscribed? That's not people clicking on a video, seeing my face and noping the fuck out. That's actual watch hours. So if you do like my stuff, if you are watching my content and you dig it, please click subscribe. It really helps me out a whole lot. Please and thank you. On to the review. Now, in preparation for this, I did refresh myself with VHS, VHS2, and VHS Viral, just to kind of reacclimate myself with the series. And is it just me, or does anybody else experience this? Anytime I watch a VHS movie, I'm nauseous. I'm not being sick or anything. I'm just extremely unsettled as I watch these movies. And if it's not happening by the time I click play, it's certainly happening by the time I'm in the thick of it. It's probably just coincidence, but I don't know. If you've experienced the same, where you just get this rock in your gut anytime you kick on a VHS movie, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe we're actually experiencing a phenomenon. But moving past that odd maybe coinkydink, I did watch VHS 94, and I have to say that there were elements of it that made it one of the best in the series for me. So like its previous entries, this basically is an anthology series where we have different directors tackling material in their short films that are kind of bound around the notion of venomous, poisonous, cursed, whatever you want to call it, films. So usually we'll have a binding storyline of somebody happening across a mountain of VHS tapes, a mountain of TVs showing snow, and maybe circumstances of some odd aftermath things as they start to dig into what those VHS tapes actually contain, thereby bringing the audience in for the ride and showing what odd circumstances can arise from watching these cursed movies. And in VHS 94, we have the segments of Storm Drain, written and directed by Chloe Okuno, The Empty Wake, directed by Simon Barrett, The Subject, written by Indonesian director 𝗘𝗾𝘂𝗶𝗽𝗀𝗀, and Terror, written and directed by Ryan Prowse. And I got to admit, all four of these segments worked for me, massively so. But the weird thing is, as an outlier to the previous iterations of VHS, the binding storyline of Holy Hell, written and directed by Jennifer Reeder, is the one part that didn't work for me quite so much. The previous incarnations of VHS, VHS2, and VHS Viral, the binding storyline is one of the better parts of the entirety of the films, and usually one or two of the segments will work for me and one or two won't. So 94 has already been a bit of a big departure for me. But I thought that Storm Drain delivered massively, especially with its ending. The whole Rotma thing was just picture perfect. I loved every minute of it. The Empty Wake employed some great moments of timing and patience to deliver a good slow burn with a really massive punch at the end. Terror was an interesting little social commentary showing the behind the scenes workings of a national terrorist organization, some extremists that are employing a captured supernatural power to achieve their ultimate goal. Well written, well acted, well performed, well thought out. But the real star sequence of this entire movie for me has to be the 𝗘𝗾𝘂𝗶𝗽𝗀𝗀, The Subject. I've honestly been a big fan of him as a director for a very long time now, ever since the 2009 Indonesian film 𝗘𝗾𝘂𝗶 came out with its iconic villainess of Dara, beautifully done, and then May the Devil Take You, and of course his segment of VHS2, Safe Haven, was one of the most standout segments of the entire series. That is, of course, until he completely outdid even himself with The Subject. It was just a raucous, riotous time of some of the best mechanized body horror I've ever seen put to screen. It was a howl from start to finish. So although I will say that VHS 94 may not work for you, if you're not a fan of the VHS anthology format, you're probably not going to be a fan of this one. It very much does follow the format of its preceding 3 entries. But of that, if you are a fan of VHS, I have to say that I think that this may be the best yet. Not perfect. Again, the binding storyline of Holy Hell, it just didn't work for me nearly as well as the binding storyline of the previous 3, but it was short enough and interspersed enough that the main focus was definitely on the segments themselves, and in doing so, just wonderful. So thank you, Shifty, for recommending VHS 94. It's nice to tackle a new release that isn't an Amityville movie, in all honesty. And thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. Remember, next time you want to watch a horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.